there's a lot of companies that are, taking very difficult decisions. And one of the decisions that my company made to sort of try and mitigate redundancies is furlough. And so I did get put on furlough about on the same day, on the anniversary of my mom's passing. And that was really challenging because it was already a very lonely time for me, because I always feel like no one can relate to me on that day or in that season. And then it just brought its own more self-doubt, trying to understand, like, why did I get dealt this card, and I think I got out of that part when I realized that actually it had nothing to do with me, and it was more a mitigation process. And there's a lot of beautiful things that have come out of the furlough for me, because I really got to be still and recenter myself and understand what my priorities are and what I want to focus on. And I got to re-energize some of my um, projects, personal projects. But in addition to that, I have been brought back to work, and I've picked up a whole new task, and I've moved to a whole new part of the business in defense. And it's extremely exciting. And I probably wouldn't have had a chance to move to that part, to engage that kind of cutting edge, futuristic design type of work if I hadn't been through that experience. So I guess the reason I'm sharing that is because I know here in the UK, a lot of us have gone through that and are still going through that. And so I think what got me through that phase was thinking, okay, at the end of the day, there's a lot of positives. I live in a first world country, and I have access to I have internet, therefore I have access to like a world full of things that I can use to learn from and develop myself, from YouTube to YouTube on its own is endless. Like, you could stay on it, you could teach yourself how to code just on YouTube, and just all these online courses. And I feel like, in back home we have a saying that goes like, necessity breeds innovation. And I really feel like a lot of innovation is coming out of this time, because people are learning to use the internet and to use digital ways to achieve the same goals that they were achieving before. So, and it's actually given access to more on the internet. So we can actually learn so much more of the internet. So that's from a personal development point of view, so people don't lose hope while they're on break. But from a loneliness point of view and not feeling connected, again, we're so gifted to have the internet, because I couldn't imagine a world where we didn't have internet and we couldn't have video chats. And it's obviously not the same, but it's what we can do for now to stay connected and to stay engaged. And hopefully things will return to normal. But I think because of the beauty of the internet, we can still stay connected, and we can still find new ways to inspire people and to check in on those that really need to be encouraged through these times, who don't necessarily have that support around them. And it's also given us a chance to, like, really, for those of us that are very far from our families, engage our families, because it's slowed life down. And so we have more time to connect with our families. We have more time for the people in our lives, I would say. And so there's actually, I think it's finding the positives out of this very challenging situation. And I mean, there's so many initiatives that have been started here with people who are checking in on neighbors and really supporting our friends, because we do have people. I'm very grateful that I have not been impacted by COVID, and neither has my family. So I'm very grateful for that, especially because my country couldn't handle this pandemic just because of our resources. Um, but even here in the UK, I do have friends who have been impacted, and it's just supporting them through that and being there for them the best you can over the phone until you can actually, or maybe sending them care packages or going to them. So I think even the fact that we still have cargo moving is a blessing, which means we can ship things to each other. And so it's getting creative, actually, like you said. getting creative with how we stay connected and not giving up.
Thank you so much for checking out this clip from the Data Talk podcast. To watch the full episode, you can either go to the Experian blog. The URL is experian.com/datatalk, or you can click on the link, which is found in the description of this video.